Alright, so today we're looking at the benefits of training with mini hurdles or wickets as a sprinter. So I'm gonna walk you guys through my top 6 reasons why I implement them into my training and what I use them for. So without further ado, let's go. First thing I use them for is to improve stride, frequency, and rhythm. And what I mean by this is when I space the hurdles out at a certain distance, it forces my athletes to work on their stride frequency. What it forces them to do is put their foot down quicker, focus on rhythm, and I get my athletes to do this based on the spacing between the wickets. So for example, off season, I would put it at 1.5 or 1.4 meters. And then as the season progresses, we'll stretch it out. The further you go with it, the further you stretch out the wickets, the further away the athlete has to be from the wicket. You have to give them a run up so they could work on their rhythm and come through the hurdles, come to the wicket. So what it helps the athlete to do is work on consistent turnovers, being consistent with their turnovers. That's the main thing. It's all about rhythm and frequency. That's the main one of the top reasons. So that's the first reason. Let's move on to number 2. So what the next thing it teaches my athlete to do is to not overstride, because if I space the hurdles out a certain distance, it forces them to put their foot down quicker and not overstride. So if you're looking for a way how to teach an athlete to not overstride, the mini wicket is a great addition to your training. And then the last thing I use it for here is for build-ups, to teach the athlete how to actually turn over quickly and build up speed. And how I do this is by spacing the wickets out gradually, opening up the spacing. So we'll start out at 1.5 for the first 3 to 4 wickets, and then each 3 to 4 wickets I go up to 1.8, and then the last couple of wickets is going to be stretched out to probably 2 meters, right? If that makes sense. The next thing I use it for here is to reinforce proper sprint mechanics, and how we accomplish this by putting the wickets a little bit closer and reinforcing good mechanics, teaching the athlete how to step down quickly, teaching the athlete how to pull their feet quickly, teaching the athlete how to lean forward and step over the wickets. So I use it to reinforce good sprint mechanics. You can do all the drills you do without wickets, you could do them with the wickets, and it acts as a placement to teach the athlete how to put their foot down quicker, drive their knees up in front of them, staying tall, right? Teaching the athlete how to dorsiflex. There's so many things you could do with the wickets. So the first thing I use it for is improving stride frequency and rhythm. The next thing I use it for is to reinforce good sprint mechanics. The third thing I use the wickets for here is, before we go any further, I would like to take the time to tell you guys about my mini massage gun that I incorporate into my training every single training session to help me to get through my training sessions easy. Whether I'm doing a active stretch routine and I need something to get the blood flow going, or it's between reps as you can see here and we need something to relax the muscles so we could get through all our reps properly, the Q2 massage gun from Bob and Brad is something that we implement in our training daily. So if you're looking to improve your running and you're looking to just recover faster, recover better, check out the Q2 massage gun. You could find this on Amazon. I'm gonna leave a link in my bio so you guys could go check it out, and I'm pretty sure I get a percentage off this little mini massage gun here. Guys, when I say this little tool is such a integral part of our training, as you can see here, all my athletes love to use it between reps, as it helps with blood flow, helps to relax the muscle, and also helps us to recover better between reps. So if you are somebody with tight muscles and you can't afford massages, this little tool right here is something good to have to help you to get through your training sessions better. So again, I'm gonna leave the link in the description and you guys go check it out. Shout out to Bob and Brad for sponsoring this video. So let's get back to the video. Building elasticity and teaching ground contact. What I mean by this is, for example, I want to work on a little bit of quick force or quick ground contact. I would do some pogo hops over the wickets. We would do some high knees to the wickets. We would do some single leg hops to the wicket. And this teaches the athlete how to work on ground contact, pushing out of the ground with a certain part of their foot and understanding what it means to be quick and powerful. I can also use it to teach stiffness, like stiff ankles. So we will do high hops, low hops, all types of hopping over the wickets. So that's the third thing I use it for. The fourth thing I use it for here is to correct common sprint mistakes. For example, if I have a sprinter who tends to lean back, if I have a sprinter who tends to take too many steps, I will set the wickets up to a point where it forces the athlete to have to step down a certain way. So that's the third thing. So if I have an athlete who's overstriding or taking too many steps, then I will position my wickets to help the athlete to learn to put their foot down quicker. Number 5 here is teaching force application. Teaching the athlete force application, meaning, so for example, you have an athlete who don't understand the term triple extension, meaning they don't understand how to engage ankles, knee, hand, hip to extend their body forward, and they don't understand posture. I would use the wickets to teach this as well. And the wickets are just great overall to add. It's a great little piece of tool to have in your training, and you could use this all year round. Last thing I use it for here is just, say for example, I have young athletes, they don't know how to sprint yet. I use this for safety. So we have small space, I could run a whole sprint training session around the wicket, space them out at a certain distance. The young athletes are in my eye view, so they're not far away. I could look at everything they're doing and teach in the moment right then and there. So this is a great piece of tool. Again, I can't stress it enough. It's a great piece of tool. And if you have 6 to 8 wickets, that's all you need. The height of this one is about 5 inches, 5 to 4 inches, and you don't want it to be any higher than that for beginners. So this is how I use my wickets. If you guys are interested in me running a full workout, showing you step by step how I implement this into my training, leave a comment under this video and I will get back to it as soon as possible. And until the next video, it's Rockstar Killer here, and we're out.
And you know I'm running back. I want all the noise on the track, running laps, yeah, like I'm Rock Troy. I'm living fast.